very good afternoon to you. I trust you're doing fantastic this 25th day of November 2022. Welcome to Newsfeed this afternoon. My name is Flora Limuki. We have a lot in line for you, including today was day 2 of hearings of petitions seeking the removal of the 4 dissenting IEBC commissioners from office. 2 more petitioners, Geoffrey Langat and Award Jerry, presented their petitions giving reasons why IEBC Vice Chair Juliana Cherera and Commissioners Irene Masit, Justus Nyangaya and Francis Wanderi should be ousted. The 4 commissioners have Monday and Tuesday to give their responses.
Agreeable in a democratic society. The limitation I've mentioned are and should be to protect the independent institutions. Therefore, if you allow freedom of expressions and opinions in serious offices in the nature of IBC, we will not see good governance, we will not see progress, we will not make progress as a nation. We'll always be in quagmires, we'll always be having the crisis, the constitutional crisis, because one day this group will say we disagreed, we are leaving office. The other one can also come and say we are also leaving office because they've disagreed on something. There are procedures of dealing with disagreements, and they can iron out in their boardroom, failure to which they have procedures of dealing with them. Opinions and expressions that are likely to cause violence, that are likely to cause anarchy, should not be entertained and should be dealt with as by the law and the Constitution.
What motivates me is the Commission of Impunity and the fact that the law gives me an avenue to redress that impunity under Article 251. There's nothing that should motivate me more than a legal provision for redress of a clear, demonstrable impunity. As regards to why I have not petitioned the rest of the 3, whereas there are complaints against them, it is important to remember that the Supreme Court vindicated them that they were right. The complaints are therefore misplaced.
ODM party leader Raila Odinga is leading other Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party in crisis talks in Naivasha amid claims that there could be a fallout within the coalition. Azimio elected leaders, including governors, are in attendance. Let us now listen to what the Kisumu Governor Anyang' Nyong'o said earlier.
Attending to our meeting, we are here meeting under the leadership of our coalition leaders, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, Prime Minister Kalonzo Musyoka, Deputy Party Leader Martha Karua, and we have with us too Eugene Wamalwa and our ODM Party Leader Oparanya, and all the governors and deputy governors here assembled. We, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition, governors and deputy governors, met with the Azimio national leadership between November 24th and 25th and reviewed the state of affairs facing our nation. We conducted a thorough analysis of the state of our economy, politics, and human security, and noted that the people of Kenya are facing times with no immediate end in sight. At the conclusion of the meeting, we resolved as follows. 1, we will continue to champion the causes of the people of Kenya and demonstrate our commitment to safeguarding the Constitution, democracy, and the rule of law. 2, we commit to our constitutional mandate of serving the people in our respective counties. In pursuit thereof, we shall engage the national government based on mutual consultation and cooperation for the benefit of our people within the framework of the principles of the 2 governments being distinct and interdependent. 3, The Kenya Kwanza regime may have the appearance of legality, but does not, I repeat, not.
And the government now says that the number of Kenyans in dire need of immediate drought mitigation intervention measures has risen from 5.1 to 6.4 million. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua says that the most affected being the arid and semi-arid lands. Gachagua now issuing a passionate appeal to Kenyans to donate what they can to help starving Kenyans through the Drought Mitigation Committee. Gachagua is asking private sector to partner with government to come up with long-lasting solutions like construction of dams to create a water surplus in the event there is no rainfall. The Deputy President at the same time warned fraudsters and cartels aiming to take advantage of the ongoing drought response initiative in the country.
I have several initiatives set in motion. On Monday, I joined the United Nations family in Malimin, Garissa County, for the launch of a flash appeal for $472.6 million to support 4.3 million drought-affected Kenyans in 23 ASAL counties, out of an estimated 6.4 million people projected to require humanitarian assistance across the country. This initiative will assist to bridge the government resource gap as the drought crisis worsens. To complete these ongoing efforts, the National Steering Committee on Drought Response that we are inaugurating today will, among other things, establish a private-led National Drought Mitigation Appeal Fund. We have asked the private sector to partner in government through public-private partnership to mobilize resources for the construction of dams and water ponds for sustainable water harvesting as we move away from rain-fed agriculture to irrigation and other modern methods of mitigating lack of rainfall. So this will be a continuous engagement with the private sector, not just for mobilizing resources for the emergency relief initiative, but also partnering with the government to look for long-term sustainable solutions.
Former Kieni Member of Parliament Kanini Kega has joined the fray of those pushing for the unity of Mount Kenya region behind Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Kega, who was among those elected to represent Kenya in the East African Legislative Assembly, paid a courtesy call on Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga, who said it is high time the mountain speaks with one voice. The move, however, has raised eyebrows within the Azimio circles, with many reading it as a part of the falling out within the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya political formation.
Put them aside and make sure that we speak with one voice. Speaking in one voice does not mean that you must be in one political formation. I am here as a director of elections in Jubilee, and I'm still a member of Jubilee and a firm member of Jubilee. He is in UDA, and other people are in different formations. But when it comes to matters that touch the mountain, we must speak in one voice. I am also on record having said that His Excellency, the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, also played a critical role in ensuring that I got that seat. It was not easy, I must confess, it was not easy because of the different interests that were there.
We will reach out. We have had an engagement with Lee Kenyan UN. We are bound to meet as we focus on Nakuru. We have reached out. We have had a conversation with Mheshimiwa Kiraito Moronge. We will be reaching out also further. We have reached out to others. Even you have heard the Deputy President himself express himself in Nyeri that he has invited the MKF and all other bodies, the GEMA and others, to come and join us together as we support him and William Ruto to achieve what they have promised.
All assistant county commissioners in the country are set to receive at least one car each to facilitate their role in overseeing of government policies and programs. This is according to Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki, who was speaking during the pass-out parade of the third cohort of 448 SCCs who have concluded their National Government Administration Officers (NGAO) paramilitary training. He has, however, warned government officials to keep off politics, noting that no political assignments will be given to any of its grassroots officials, including chiefs, county and regional commissioners. On his part, the Inspector General of Police, Japhet Koome, assured the National Police Service's commitment to partner with the NGAOs. So far, 1,397 SCCs have already completed the mandatory training designed to hone their leadership skills and acquaint them with practical security activities and field operations.
Arms, they will work hand in hand with the police, the NPR, and all the other specialized formations that we are putting in place to make sure that we deal with these security threats once and for all. You have my commitment, and you have the commitment of the government.
We will continue to partner with NGAO. We have no option. We must work together in providing security to our beautiful country and also our borders. I urge these capable officers to continue embracing the same spirit with a view to creating a safe and secure living environment for our own.
A somber mood has engulfed Lingaso 1 homestead in Karuti village, Kirinyaga East, Kirinyaga County. This is after 41-year-old Stephen Kariuki was shot dead 5 times by a lone gunman. While narrating this sorrowful ordeal, Kariuki's aunt Charity Kanyim says that she could not identify the man because he had fully covered his face with a helmet, and after committing the heinous act, he immediately left with a motorcycle. The family is now calling for justice, even as they are still trying to piece together the reasons for the act. Kariuki was put into the supervisor and a bar operator at Githurai.
Sijui kile kilimfanya huyo mtu akunja wakati tuko na ibada hapa na karibu hata ibada ya kanisa ya Mungu, na akaingia akafanya hiyo kitendo. Sasa tunaomba haki yetu itendeke.
Nikampata in a pool of blood. Kaniambia, auntie, nipelekeni hospitali nitakufa. Alafu akaniuliza, auntie, wamenifuata mpaka hapa. Sasa mimi sikuwa nataka kumuengage na kuongea sana, juu nilikuwa naona ako in pain, na alikuwa na exit ya risasi hapa nyuma, alikuwa na kidonda kubwa sana, ilikuwa ina damu flow. Sasa mimi nikaanza kushout nikiwa nimemshikilia, juu ako ni mtu mnene, singeweza Sasa nataka haki itendeke.
Tukiwanga mambo yetu, tukiwa na shinda ni yeye anatushukuria hizo shida zetu zote. Sasa tunashinda, tutakuwa tunamlilia nani, tutakuwa tutasaidiwa na nani? Juu sasa tuko wakati wa masisi, na sio tarajio yetu ya kuwa na masisi. Walikuwa wamegombana Kariuki, ama Kariuki ako na shida, wanashinda na yeye, ama ni ndeni ajitolee tu, tutamsamehe.
The Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government has assured residents of Badassa who lost their cattle through cattle rustling that police are conducting an operation to arrest the bandits and return their cattle, while at the same time raising concern over the recent attacks and robbery on public service vehicles. Speaking when he met elders from Marsabit at his office, Marsabit County Commissioner Paul Rotich has reiterated that the government is committed to fighting cattle rustling, noting that the vice has contributed to an increase in poverty levels in the affected areas. At the same time, Laisamisi ward representatives and his Hod North counterpart Tura Elema have urged residents to live together in harmony and avoid conflicts fueled by perennial cattle rustling, even as leaders lead talks to strengthen peace along the borders.
Hiyo mali hatuoni kwamba tunapigwa kiboko kwa sababu hata kwa sababu hiyo ndio Mwenyezi Mungu ametukalasa mvua.
Nyinyi mtulie kidogo, watu wa security agent wachukue hatua vile wamesema. Yale ambayo kidogo mmeona ni shida, tatueni na officer kwa ofisi yake, na tunaomba Mungu atupatie amani. Yale ambayo imetendeka itatuliwe.
Highway banditry. It is an emerging crime in that part of the road. We have started addressing it. Already we have deployed, Kenya Police Service has deployed officers in Kambinya. So those officers will patrol that area. And I think we shall have addressed that.
The National Assembly's Departmental Committee on Health today conducted an inspection visit to the KEMSA warehouse to get an update on the ongoing reforms. Speaking during the inspection tour, KEMSA CEO Terry Ramadhani acknowledged that there have been a myriad of challenges that have halted the reforms, citing ongoing court litigations as the main impediment in determining the fate of over 300 employees who were last year sent on forced leave. The agency has, however, improved field order rate in counties, while also saving 200 million shillings per month due to the closure of 20 warehouses.
Arising from this reforms that they wanted to make, particularly in relation to human resource. And so that they had some workers that had been sent home, and they wanted to get the process on and clear the matter, whether they are dismissed, whether they are coming back to work. But there are litigations in court that have stopped that. So that is a challenge that they have.
The reforms continue in full gear. As Honorable Nyikal has indicated, we've had some challenges in terms of execution of those reforms because of the litigation, and we are respectful of the court processes as an institution. We have 3.2 billion that is owed by counties at the moment, and we are working very closely with the COG and county governors to get this money recovered. The order field rate has come up from 18% to an average of about 60%, and the order turnaround time has improved from 46 days average to about 16 days now.
Trigger Foods has transitioned its sales model from fixed pay sales representatives to a 100% variable sales agent model. The agent model introduces a new optimized Trigger sales force-based tool within their Sokoyetu platform. Trigger has developed its technology to support the transition of the current trade development representatives into independent agents who have the potential to earn almost 2 times more of their previous base pay. Through this application, the agent can now take advantage of the higher incentives by selecting the tasks and goals they will undertake to earn more. Implementation of this model across Kenyan market, the current 500+ trade development representatives attended workshops in Nairobi and Kisumu. Triggers further cautioned its agents during this transition by providing 2-month pay statutory severance and retaining the company funds and airtime.
The reason why we're cheaper than many people in the market is that when you ripen under a table in darkness and all that, first thing is that, rodents, panya inakula kama 30%. Then you start losing bananas because of poor quality. If half is what you're now selling, who pays for the other half? It's the consumer, because you'll just take all those losses and you'll put them in the cost of a banana. Over here, we have a yield of 99.9%, so we rarely lose product. And that's the importance around the technology and reducing the cost of food.
In the wake of 27 Kenyan fishermen arrested by Ugandans a fortnight ago, the Cabinet Secretary for Mining and Blue Economy, Salim Vuria, has assured the fishermen in Lake Victoria that their plight of harassment by the Ugandan security agencies is a matter of great concern to the government, and a lasting solution is forthcoming. Speaking in Bundalangi during the launch of Mulukoba Fish Landing Site project, worth 124 million shillings, CS Muvuria hinted that he will table the issue of suffering of the fishermen in the hands of Ugandan military at the cabinet meeting next week for deliberation.
Na uhusiano kati ya Uganda na Tanzania, hapa kwa ziwa kuna ushindani. Na mimi nia yangu kubwa ya kufika hapa leo, nilikuwa nataka kusikiza wananchi. Kwa hivyo hii maneno yenu ambayo mumesema, mimi nawahakikishia yamefika na tutayafanyia kazi.
Kwa nini tunasumbuana na Uganda hapa? Unatushika sisi. Because one thing, hatuwezi kuwa tunaongea about East African integration na huku tunafanyiana uhasama. Watu ambao wana mandugu na wanaishi pamoja. Imekuwa for too long. And as I said, it's hypocrisy. Tukienda Uganda tunaambiwa we must speak about being East Africans. But East Africans, alafu hapa tu shared resource, tunasumbuana.
The 20th annual Lamu Cultural Festival has kicked off with thousands of local and international visitors thronging the archipelago. The festivities are back with a bang after 3 years break due to COVID-19 restrictions. The 3-day mega cultural festival, running under the theme A Melting Pot of Diversity and Multiculturalism, will economically empower the locals, especially the women and fisher folks.
Lamu. Na hivi ni vitu tunatumilia especially kwa watalii. Lakini sasa imekuwa ni mtanganyiko, hata Waswahili pia wananunua hiki kitu. Na kisha tunawafundisha na watoto wetu, lao si tumeondoka basi na wale watoto wetu nao watapata kuendelea na huu utamaduni wetu.
Kuna nyumba za zamani za kifalme, tukileta culture hiyo manifesto ya culture italeta advertisement kwa ulimwengu mzima. Wageni watakuja kwa wingi, watakuja kuinvesti katika cha kutembea Lamu, wanaweza kupendezwa na Lamu, ile environment au ile scenery ya Lamu ipende, wageni wainvesti wengi wanunue majumba wajenge hapa ili kipao cha utalii kiongezeke.
Let my friends to arrive here to looking what is going on because the cultures is so important for the whatever in the world. It's important. We are from Europe. We are so different from the culture from here, but this is still the future. It's not the past because people want to see these things.
Kina mama anasaidika vipi? Mwanzo watu wa Lamu East ndo wanaleta samaki. Haya mahoteli yote na hawa wageni wote wanakuja wanakula samaki ambao wanavuliwa na watu wa Lamu East. So kina mama hapo hata wale ambao wako Lamu East ambao hawajakuja huku wanafaidika.
Expectant women have been urged to have their periodic antenatal care so that they can get information and guidelines on nutrition and proper feeding of their Embu County. Experts have raised concerns over the high rate of stunting among children aged between 2 and 5 years as a result of malnutrition. Speaking at Kairuri Health Center in Embu North Sub-County during the launch of Malezi Bora program, Nutrition International Coordinator of Child Health Nutrition in the county, John Irungu, noted that the stunting not only affects the stature but also mental and cognitive development of babies. Echoing her words, the acting director of health in the county advised expectant mothers to avoid home delivery as complications may arise that can only be handled by a skilled health worker. This year's Malezi Bora program is organized under the theme of sustaining maternal, newborn, child health and nutrition services for the attainment of universal health coverage.
Because nutrition helps someone to grow and helps an individual to grow holistically, physically, mentally. And that means for Embu community, our children will not be able to achieve their full potential. That means they are not able to be the best in their schools.
Tumeambiwa tunapata about 83, tunapata about watoto 83 katika level 5 hospital wenye wako na shida ya